based off of the title of today's video, you guys already know that we bought a new car. And I've been playing catch up lately, just trying to get all the videos done on the WRX. We're going through hell with trying to get parts for the Civic, so that's why that build's been on hold. And to me, this is actually a pretty big accomplishment in my life. This is the first like major, I guess, adult purchase I've ever made. Yeah, I spent a shit ton of money on building a 500 horsepower STI, but that's a fun car. That car is not meant to be a dependable point A to point B car. It's supposed to be a miles per gallon type of car, not a miles per gallon type of car, if that makes sense. So yes, we bought a new car. And I know this video is not gonna do super good and get a lot of views or anything like that, and I don't expect it to. I wanted to make this video for you OG subscribers that watch the videos for me, not just for the cars. And as stupid as that sounds, a lot of people on YouTube just watch the videos for your cool car that they have to kind of manifest the idea of them having that car, whereas some people watch YouTube videos for the person that is making the content. And for you guys that watch my videos for that reason, I love you. So thank you for watching. So before I show you guys what car we bought, I want to explain this a little bit. I want to start this off by saying I'm only one person. I can only do so many things by myself without having help from other people. And I've come to realize in the last little while that I have been completely overwhelming myself with projects. I've been trying to start my brand, which is Something Cool, trying to get hoodies made, trying to find distributors to make the hoodies, get the best prices I can, get a website up. All this stuff I've been doing all by myself, and this has been a huge learning curve for me because I'm learning to do it by myself. I have no help whatsoever. And on top of that, I've been building cars, which building the 500 horsepower STI is where it all started. Now we're building a turbo Civic, and we just finished the 2002 WRX wagon rebuild. And outside of all of this, I work a 9-to-5 job, and I just don't have time to be working on 50 projects all the time. I know it's not 50, I only have 3, but it was still a lot having 3 projects. So I decided to take a step back a little bit, and I wanted to get something that's just a turnkey go car. I can always depend on it, and it still has space to haul around parts, carry camera equipment, and just be an all-around good daily driver. The last reason I'm gonna say behind purchasing this car is I felt like with working on my daily driver all the time, which was the WRX, it was taking too much time away from me working on the actual builds, which in this case is the Civic right now. I want to get that turbo kit in the Civic. I want to get it running for the summer. And as you can see around me, the snow is starting to melt and summer's coming faster than you think because time feels like it just flies lately. So now that you guys have a full breakdown of why I bought this car and all the reasoning behind it so I can focus on the builds more, I'll show you guys what I bought. It might not be that cool, but it's a big deal to me. We bought a freaking Toyota Corolla. But it's not just a Corolla, it's a Corolla hatchback. And this thing is absolutely filthy right now. I've had this car for about 3 weeks now, but I didn't want to post it on Instagram or release to you guys until I made this video. So that's why she's filthy, because I've been driving it daily. I've already put like 2,000 or 3,000 kilometers on this car, but it is the XSE. So this is like the top trim level Corolla hatchback you can buy. It's a 2022. It's actually an automatic, which I know the boys are gonna be like, why the hell did you buy an automatic? But for me, it just makes sense so that my girlfriend can drive it, so I can drive it. If I have a couple too many pops one night, she can drive me home in this car. Even though she can drive manual, she just can't really drive it on the street that well. I'm going off on a tangent here, but maybe I should make a video on teaching my girlfriend how to drive manual. I feel like there's too many videos on that on YouTube, but it would be fun. But back to the car. This thing is pearl white, which I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know why I bought a white car living in the country on gravel roads, but I just really, really liked it. And it was actually one of the only ones available, and I needed one quick. So I decided I'm not going to miss the opportunity. I'm just going to send it, and I bought it. This thing is completely bone stock. There's 0 mods to this car. It doesn't even have 3M on the hood. It has some shitty 3M on the headlights that's like peeling and looks terrible. So we're gonna have to take that off eventually, not yet. It's got the stock wheels on the factory tires. This car only had 22,000 kilometers on it when I bought it. It's now at around 25,000 kilometers. But look at this thing. Keyless entry, which is standard for 2022. We pop open the hatch. We got tons of space back here. I actually bought the rubber cargo mat so I don't get the carpet all dirty. One thing that is absolutely ridiculous about all of these new cars is if I lift this up a bit, you guys can see in there, these don't even have a freaking spare tire in them. Like, what kind of shit is that? Especially in Alberta when it's like minus 30 in the winter, you really think I want to be using a tire inflator kit that shoots sealant inside of the tire on the side of the highway? No, I'm gonna be freezing my ass off. That's stupid. Inside of the car, these things are so freaking nice. It's got the leather seats with the kind of two-tone cloth in the center. We got the JBL sound system, so it's got the JBL head unit in it, the JBL tweeters up top there, and it's got the full JBL sound system in the doors. Like I said, it is the CVT automatic, just because I wanted an automatic as a daily. And one of the first things I actually need to get for this car is WeatherTech floor mats, because these stock floor mats are already dirty as hell, because look what I'm stepping out of every day to get in this car. Just gets dirt everywhere. Outside of that, inside the car, you can see right there, she's got 25,080 kilometers on her. She's got the push button start, which is crazy. I've never had enough money to buy a car that has a push button start. It's got the full digital dash display, which I actually like for a daily driver. I like to have all these comfort features in a daily driver. It makes it relaxing and enjoyable. It's got the wireless charger up here, so if I forget a phone card, which I always have in the car, I can just toss my phone up there and boom, she's charging already. It doesn't have wireless Apple CarPlay on this head unit, I don't think. There might be a way for me to set up, but I'm not sure how you set it up. And I haven't decided if I want to put a different head unit in this yet. She's got heated seats, heated steering wheel, which is nice in Alberta. And the back seats are the same type of two-tone design there. It's got cup holders in the middle that fold down. And that's pretty much the rundown of the interior. I know it's nothing fancy, but I don't need fancy. I need reliable. And I worked at Toyota for around 3 years. I worked on these cars all the time and they are solid. That's why I bought one. The only thing about it mentally, I guess for me, is I don't know what it is about driving a shit box, but I just get some type of satisfaction behind driving a piece of shit around all the time. So it's a little bit boring driving this car, to be honest with you, because it's so solid, it's so comfortable and so reliable that I almost miss driving the WRX, because every day is kind of an adventure with those cars and it always makes it fun. But I think I'm making the right move here, and I think this is what we need to do to focus more on the other builds and be able to pump more content out for you guys and have more fun working on the builds. Because with the WRX, I felt like it was just taking the fun away from me wanting to work on cars at home, because I am a mechanic. I work on cars all day at work, so the builds at home got to be fun for me to enjoy them. And the WRX just got to a point where it wasn't fun anymore, because it was just a car that I had to fix to keep on the road. I want to have cars that I'm working on to make crazy power and have fun driving, not just to keep the car on the road so I can get to work. Let's show you guys the engine bay. Here is the engine bay of a bone stock car, which is a rare sight to see on this channel, to be honest with you. This thing's got the M20A FKS 2-liter Toyota engine, direct injection. She's got a high pressure fuel pump, and this thing gets like 6.5 liters per 100 kilometers, which I don't know what that translates to on miles per gallon in the States for all you US boys that watch the videos. But what I do know is that's pretty damn good, and I save a lot of money on gas driving this thing. The only thing that I don't like about this car is this car did come from Ontario originally, so it's got this kind of bullshit, to be honest with you, anti-corrosion system installed on it that's supposed to like shock the frame with electrical pulses so that corrosion doesn't build up, but it doesn't work, so I'm probably going to be taking that out. So let's get into the point of today's video. Obviously the point of today's video was showing you guys the car and stuff like that, but since this thing is filthy, we're going to do a couple things today. We're going to get it washed up. We're going to do an oil change on it. The other thing about these cars is they go 16,000 kilometers on oil changes. That is, I don't like that. We're gonna do 8 to 10,000, somewhere in there. Then after that, one thing that blows my mind with this car, probably because it came from Ontario, the dealership did not install a block heater. And when I worked at the dealership, I did the pre-delivery inspections on these cars all the time. I know exactly how to put block heaters on the car. The hole for the block heater sits right under the intake right there. All I gotta do is pop this cover off, pop the intake off, route the wire right there, and then it zip ties right around here so you can just plug it in. So I got a block heater for this thing. I got a touch-up pen that I might touch up some of the rock chips and stuff on the front bumper and on the hood. And then I'm gonna measure my tires and I might rotate them if I need to. That's pretty much everything we're gonna be doing in today's video. So if you guys are one of the OGs and you like watching the channel, keep watching the video. We'll have some fun working on this thing. If you're not, and I just had a good thumbnail and you clicked on the video, you can probably click off now if you want to. Or you could subscribe to the channel and you can keep watching, because this is probably one of the only videos I am gonna make on this car, because it's not really that exciting. This thing has a mind of its own when I wash it, I swear to God.
When water hits this car, it likes to just lock and unlock itself all the time. So quick pointer to you guys, if you are washing any new Toyota, keep your keys in your pocket, because if you don't, your car might lock itself. It might not lock itself with the keys inside the car.
But if you've locked your keys in your car before, you should know you can never be too careful.
So we got this thing all washed and wiped down now, but the paint is actually not in the best shape on this thing. And I'm not gonna go super heavy and do a paint correction or anything like that. But if you guys could tell on camera, you might not be able to, but there's like some scuffs all the way along the paint. There's no actual grooves or anything, so it could be all buffed out. But one thing you can see on camera is all the little rock chips, just like that. On the front bumper, they are literally all over the place. So I'm just gonna go through and touch up as many little rock chips on the front end that I can. And then while we're working on this thing, put the block heater in, get the oil change, we'll let it dry. And then after that, we will go through with the other end of the paint pen, which is the clear coat, and we'll just put some clear coat on top of each little rock chip. I don't know how good this is gonna turn out, especially with chips like that, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. I touched up about as much as I could. I pretty much just made a bunch of little white polka dots all over the place on this thing, but that's as good as she's gonna get. And to be honest with you, there are so many freaking rock chips all over this thing, I don't even know if I'm gonna get the front end 3M'd on it. So now that we got that all touched up in natural lighting, let's get this thing pulled in the shop. And I guess this is the first time we're working on a car in a while where we're not actually ripping it apart. We're just doing maintenance and making it functional.
I want to say cold start for the boys, but my dog is ruining this shot. What are you doing? I said the WRX was the most quiet car I've ever owned. I lied. This is now the quietest car I think I'll probably ever own, but she's a daily.
All right, so these are all the parts that we got for this thing today. We got an OEM Toyota oil filter with an OEM drain plug gasket in there. We got all OEM oil, 016, which is literally water. I can't believe how thin of oil new cars are running now. We got a OEM block heater kit, which I have installed many times. So it comes with the block heater itself, a little packet of dielectric grease to spread on the block heater before you put it in, the whole cord, all the zip ties, everything you need. Then we also got some LED license plate lights because I gotta show you guys something. And I think that's the first mod we're gonna do on this car. I got the headlights on now, and we got all the lights on in the car. Fog lights are LEDs, headlights are LEDs, the DRLs are LEDs. Everything on the front end is LED. All of the taillights are LEDs, and these taillights honestly look freaking sick on this car. I love the look of the headlights and the taillights on these Corolla hatches. And then we get to the license plate lights. Who decided to put regular license plate bulbs in, but the rest of the car's all LEDs?
That makes absolutely no sense to me, so we're gonna swap them out, which is a quick, easy mod. It should take like 2 minutes. You just reach your arm in behind the bumper, twist, pop it out, take the old bulb out, and then swap the new ones in. Easy as that.
And just like that, boys, we got LED plate lights. I don't know why it wasn't like that from factory, but that definitely looks way better. It's a super, super small thing, but it was really bugging me. Now the next thing I'm gonna do, since we got the plate lights swapped out, we're gonna get the oil change on this thing. You just gotta jack the front end of the car up. There's 3 or 4 10 mils holding on a little shield on the bottom. You drop that down, you're gonna change the filter, take the drain plug out, new drain plug gasket. Drain plug gets torqued to 30 foot-pounds, and this thing takes 4.5 liters of 016 oil.
Never thought I'd buy one of these things, but look at where we are now. We still don't own a GR Corolla because I can't afford it. Trust me, all of you guys that are gonna maybe be in the comments, if anyone comments on this, that are like, oh, why didn't you buy a GR Corolla? Trust me, if I had the money, I would have done it, but I don't have the money, so I didn't do it. But one day, I do want to own one of those cars. Maybe when we hit like 15 or 20,000 subscribers, we'll make that happen.
This is what blows my mind about these new cars. Like, that oil is so freaking clean, and it has like 10,000 kilometers on it, and it's coming out golden brown. That's crazy.
I'm gonna get the back end jacked up and rotate my tires at the same time I'm doing this oil change. So let's be efficient and do it while the oil is draining out.
Sniping.
Mint, last thing we gotta do is put this block heater in.
Even though winter's over and it's spring now, I don't even know why I'm doing this, but at least I won't have to do it before next winter.
Sick, we got absolutely everything installed on this thing. You can kind of see the white cord down there where the block heater goes in, routes under the intake manifold, down along the wire harness down there, comes up right next to the air box, and zip ties right here. So there's a Velcro strap. I just disconnect that. I can pull the block heater cord out and plug it in right there. So it's perfect. The last thing I was gonna do was I was gonna take this anti-corrosion little module off, but honestly, it's already on there. I think they're a load of shit and they don't work.
But just for testing purposes, I'm gonna leave it on there and see if they actually do anything.
She is officially ready to go for the next
10,000 kilometers. And that's why she's the new daily.
because that was a whole like hour of working on this thing maybe.
And now I get to just drive it and wash it. That's about it.
And to be honest with you guys, for a boring automatic daily, these things do look pretty sick. If you put wheels on these things, there's a factory wing that Toyota sells that I might buy. These things look pretty good.
So I know this was a super boring video, but I kind of wanted to give it more as an update to you guys on what's kind of going on with the channel. So obviously we got the new daily, and I already explained I bought it to focus more on the builds. So we're gonna focus more on the builds, and I'll give you a breakdown of what's going on.
We got like, I'd say 80% of the parts we need for the Civic. I actually have the fuel rail mocked up that got sent out to us by Jack Spania Racing. I figured out how we're gonna mount that intercooler to make it work on the CX Racing kit. So we are continuing with the budget build. We are gonna make absolutely everything in that CX Racing kit work. I don't care what it takes, we're gonna make it work. And we're gonna keep AC, we're gonna keep all the factory stuff. But we're gonna have to put this project on hold just because we are waiting for a upper coolant housing.
So since summer's coming and racing season is coming, this summer I am actually driving as a sponsored driver for Ronin Racing, which is gonna be super, super exciting. All the boys at Ronin Performance are gonna be coming to the track events this year. And we're gonna be seeing if we can break that 11.9 that we ran last year and get into the mid 11s. We haven't really done anything with the car, but I feel like I've progressed a little bit as a driver. So with that being said, the STI is coming out of storage next video, and we got to pull the up pipe out of it. We're going to get it welded, and we're going to get the STI 100% back up and running before we even finish the Civic. So if you guys watch the videos for the STI, she's coming back. I'm super excited. But with that being said, this video is already probably longer than I intended it to be. So I hope you guys are excited for the STI to come back and for the boosted Civic build this summer, because I know I am. Peace out, boys. Thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next one where we will be building race cars again.